Hello everyone and welcome to my 2025 AFL Ladder Predictions. So I'm going to do 3 teams at a time, so let's get straight into it. As you can see, I've got Richmond in 18th, and unfortunately I am a Richmond fan, so I'm just being honest. I know we're not going to do very good in 2025. We've just traded away all our best players for a whole lot of draft picks, so we'll be climbing up the ladder in a few years, but right now it's not looking good for the first couple years. But I'm okay with it, so it's fine. In 17th, as you can see, I've got West Coast. West Coast Eagles, I don't see them climbing the ladder much next season. There's just too many teams for them that I think will just be better. And I think they're just going to be not good enough. Their list is alright. It should improve because all their young players are just going to get a bit older. But I think West Coast still need a couple of years until they start climbing up the ladder. Then I've got Melbourne in 16th. I'm sorry, Melbourne fans, once again. It's just you're not a good team. It seems like Petrarch is going to be injured for a lot of the season. He's just cracked another rib at training. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be good for Melbourne. A lot of people might disagree with me, but that's just what I think. And let's move on to the next couple positions. Next, in 15th position, I've got Essendon. Essendon just aren't good enough, in my opinion. I don't see them improving at all. They just lost Jake Stringer. That shouldn't change much for their team. But I'm just not the biggest fan of Essendon. I really don't see them improving, if I'm going to be completely honest. So yeah, sorry Essendon fans, but I feel like you're going to be in the same boat as Melbourne next season, where you just don't do good at all, really. Next, bit controversial, but I've got Port Adelaide. I see Port Adelaide having a shocker of a season, dropping out of the top 4 and out of the top 8 completely, all the way down to such a low position. I don't know, they do have a good list, they've got a lot of good players, but anything can happen in footy, and this is one of the big upsets in my ladder prediction. If you don't agree with me, I don't blame you, because this is a bit of a crazy one. What else is crazy is the fact that I've got North Melbourne next as well. North Melbourne, I think they improve a lot in 2025. I think they're just going to be a lot better. They've got a lot of good young players that are just going to get better as they get older. And that's what's going to happen. They're going to be older this season. And I think they're just going to be better. Sheasel's going to dominate. Zeri, I think he'll be the All-Australian ruck for this year. And I think North Melbourne are just going to get better and better. And maybe in a couple of years, they'll be making the top 8 consistently. And yeah, that's it. Let's keep going. Okay, so now in 12th, I've got Western Bulldogs. Bulldogs can be a really good team. They can be a top 4 team if they really want to. But they're one of the most unpredictable teams, I should say, in the comp. A lot of the times they just win games you wouldn't expect them to win. And sometimes they lose games that you'd think they win easily. Like, I don't know. You never really know if they're going to make the top 8 or not. They're always just kind of been an average team. And I think they just have a pretty bad season in 2025. And yeah, I don't know what to say. Sorry, Bulldogs fans, I've got you out of the top 8 in 12th place. Then I've got Adelaide Crows at 11th. I like Adelaide Crows as a team, but I just don't think they're good enough to get any higher than like around 11th. I think 11th is going to be a pass for them. It's pretty good. They're still a decently young team. They'll get older. They'll get better. They got Sid Draper now. A lot of new midfielders coming in, especially from GWS. And yeah, I think 11th is going to be an improvement, but just not quite the step up into the top 8 yet. Sorry, Crows. No top 8 for you. But yeah, in 10th, as you can see, I've got Carlton. Carlton, they were a top 8 team last season, but they got embarrassed in the Elam final. I don't think they're going to be any better. They just lost Newman for the season. Walsh is already having problems in the preseason with injuries. And I just think they fall out of the top 8. They'll be contending all season. They'll probably be in top 4 at some points in the season. But then they'll just fall off at the end, just like always, and finish in 10th place. And yeah, that's it. Let's keep going to the next teams. In 9th place, just missing out in finals, I've got Sydney Swans. Look, they just got absolutely demolished in a grand final, and I don't think they're going to have a good season in 2025. it seems like whenever a team gets destroyed in the grand final, they never really seem to do good the season after. It happened with Sydney in 2022 and 2023, although they managed to just sneak into 8th. But they shouldn't have made finals because they were given the win against Adelaide. We all know what happened there. But yeah, it's happened a couple of years in a row, and I think it's going to be the same situation here. Sydney could prove me wrong because they have such a good list. They could really be at any level in 2025, but I just don't think they're going to be in a good mood at the club. I don't think any of them are going to be feeling happy at all or feeling anything really, and I just think Sydney miss out on finals. In 8th place, I've got GWS Giants. Giants, I feel like they're going to have a pretty bad season. They're going to just not do that good all season, get a couple wins here and there. But after having a bad season, I think they'll just sneak into the finals. They won't do much in finals. They'll probably go out in an Elam. But I think they still make it. And it's because of the players they've lost, the depth players they've lost in their midfield especially. I think if they get a couple injuries, they could be done for in the midfield. Tom Green won't be able to carry completely. They do have Jake Stringer, but I don't think he'll be a game-changing player. He'll be okay for them, but I don't think he can be good enough. Hopefully Giants prove me wrong because I am a big fan of them. But moving on to Collingwood. I just don't think Collingwood are going to be all that in 2025. They'll make finals just because they've got Dan Houston. They've just picked him up in the trade period. And I do think he'll help them a lot coming up from halfback, maybe even playing midfield. But it's just their list is getting so old. I think a lot of their players are going to start to fall off. They won't be improving as much anymore. And with their players getting older, they'll be more prone to injuries. And I just don't think it'll be good for Collingwood. And I'm predicting they still make finals, but they don't do too much, and no top 4, no nothing like that. Not a premiership contender, but just an average finals team. Now, moving on. I've put St Kilda in 6th. This may be a surprise to a lot of people. I just feel like there's always going to be a lot of upsets in a ladder prediction. Almost every season, at least 4 teams that were in finals the year before don't make it the next season. So you kind of have to make bold predictions instead of just going with the same old teams making the top 8, just like everyone else. So I put Saints at 6. I think they've just got a really good young team. They're gonna get better as they get older. They'll have a lot of plays. They've got Jack McRae now in the midfield, so that should help them a lot. And I think Saints are just going to be a lot better. It's going to surprise a lot of people, and that's what I've got happening. At 5th, this is another big surprise, Gold Coast Suns. I know they've never made finals, and this is going to be their first time making finals. Sorry, if my ladder prediction is right. But I think Dimmer's going to be used to the team now. They've got Daniel Rioli and they've got John Noble, who's going to help them just a lot. They've got Leo Lombard from the draft. I think Suns are just going to be set. The young players are going to get older, and they're just going to be 10 times better than they were all the other seasons, and it's going to surprise a lot of people. 4th, I've got Geelong Cats. Geelong are just too consistent. Too consistent to keep out the top 4. And I think Geelong have a great season. They've got Max Holmes, who's just going to get better and better as he gets older. They've obviously picked up Bailey Smith now. I think Bailey Smith will help them, and it will change how they play the game a lot. And that's all there is. It really is to say about Geelong. Now let's move on to the top 3 teams. In 3rd place, I've got Brisbane Lions, the reigning premiers. I think they'll have a great season in 2025, still be a top 4 team, almost 100%. And I just don't think they'll be good enough to come in the top 2, just because they've lost Joe Danaher, who's going to change their game a lot. Not having that big key forward just really hurts, and I know that because Richmond have been without Tom Lynch for a long time, and you know what's happened to us. So yeah, Brisbane's going to have all their ACL players back. They've got Levi Ashcroft now as well. So they're really going to be exciting in the midfield and the defence and the forward line just without Danaher. I think they're going to be great, just not quite first or second. And in second, I do have Hawthorn Hawks. Hawks are really good at the end of 2024. Second might be a bit high for them, but I don't know, I just see them improving a lot. All their young players that were showing off at the end of last season should just get better and better. Obviously, they've got Barras and Battle now, who's going to help their defence a lot. Sicily should be able to be free to do whatever he wants, either in defence or in the forward line. And yeah, I think Hawks are just going to dominate. Meek's going to be their main ruck. He'll be a top 5 ruck for 2025. And I think Hawthorn is going to be amazing. In first place, I do have Fremantle Dockers. Through with Shea Bolton, I think are just going to be so much better. Fremantle have already been really good. They were good for the majority of the 2024 season. They just choked at the end and lost their first, I'm pretty sure it was their last, 5 games, and fell down to 10th place. So yeah, unfortunately for Freo, they didn't make finals in 2024 or 2023. But I think their midfield's going to show off with Sarong, Brayshaw, and Hayden Young as well. And then now with Bolton moving from the forward line and the midfield, I think there's going to be so much better. Bolton has that X factor that not many players have. And I think Bolton is just going to improve Freo's game so much. And yeah, that's my 2025 ladder predictions. I hope you guys agree. If you don't, leave in the comments what you think I should change, what you think will happen. And yeah, thank you for watching. While I'm here, I think I'll do my grand final predictions as well. I predict it'll be Fremantle versus Geelong in the grand final. And I think Fremantle will take the win and be the 2025 premiers. That's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Like and subscribe.